ki is moving all the time. You're not going to stop the ki of the universe no matter what you do, right? And that's why I said, last night, when you're beginning to learn something, it's very, very clumsy. That means the ki of the universe is moving and fits and starts through you. You are like inhibiting it from moving gracefully and freely. And the more confident you get and the more skilled you get, and the more you practice, the more calm you are, and the more easily the ki of the universe can use you, can move through you. So in some sense, you're indirectly affecting your participation in the ki of the universe. But we can't directly affect the ki of the universe one way or the other. Yes?
Since Dean and I were just working together, and he brought up a point about movement when you're being tested. I just thought maybe you could address that as like, I sometimes have the idea that I need to be perfectly still, like a statue, when I'm being ki tested. Otherwise, I'm unstable in some way, or if I'm moving, that means I'm unstable and I'm not extending ki.
Yeah, well, that's a really good, that's a very good point. Like if you're out on a date with a girl for the first time, do you try to stay really still? When you're interviewing for a job, would you be staying really still? It's just an idea. Right? In other words, how will you be talking to Dean after class when you're standing and talking together? You'll be like you are right now. You'll just be nodding and listening and maybe saying something. You'll be natural. So yes, of course, there's all kinds of small little movement that's natural in daily life. Taking a ki, don't have an Aikido persona. That's what we do. Okay, wait a minute, let me get, okay, I'm ready. So we adopt the correct posture and we keep ourselves as still as we can, which is stable, right? But actually it's very unstable. This is a balancing act. Living is a balancing act. There's no such thing as still. You're dead when you're still. Everything is constantly in motion. Even when you're meditating, there's movement. There's constant movement. Any kind of posture is balance. So it's very important that Toi Sensei expresses that as half, 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 half. It never becomes zero. If it becomes zero, you die, or you're dead. Flatline, So when we're practicing, this next thing I'm going to introduce, this Sankaku no Kamai, which just means three-sided position, a triangular posture, is a state of mind that can be expressed physically or not. It doesn't have to be. It's there, whether you put your hands up or hold a book in or not. It has nothing whatsoever to do with the form of it. When we were in Japan, and Shunichi Sensei was explaining to us about, is that all right? Can I go on? So, Shunichi Sensei was explaining to us about Kaisho, Gyosho, Sosho. He said there's a big misunderstanding about Kaisho, Gyosho, Sosho. And he wasn't able to put it in words quite. He explained it well, but he wasn't happy with the way he said it. So Tracy, he was over talking to Tracy, and Tracy gave him these three phrases, and he came out and announced that Tracy was brilliant, and that he had come up with the exact thing. So I will quote Tracy for you. And I think he was the butt of a few jokes after that. Kaisho is fundamental movement with ki. With form, I'm sorry. Kaisho is fundamental movement with form. Gyosho is ki movement with form. Sosho is ki movement without form. So therefore, guess what Taigi is? Gyosho, not Sosho. It's all Gyosho, because it's all ki movement with precise form. And so he said, like, Sosho is for very advanced people. When you see Toi Sensei doing Aikido, he was always doing Sosho. Like, wait, what was that form? Well, it doesn't matter. He's not doing form. He's doing Sosho. He's just doing ki movement. You just move it. Just keep moving. But he can take that apart and show you the Kaisho Gyosho of it. So you can learn the fundamental physical movement with the form of it. And then you can learn the Gyosho, which is ki moving with rhythm and form. And then someday you can see that the form is just something that you practice to get to a point where you don't need it anymore. You know, it's just like religious text. You read it until you get it, and then you can throw the book away. You don't need to keep clinging to the book. You don't need to keep clinging to the form. But again, that's very advanced, and he demonstrated a little bit of that for us. But I thought you'd be interested to hear those three. And I wanted to give Tracy his due, of course. Okay, so David, can you come up? Could I have one more bouquet, please? So Sankaku no Kamai, this is basically Chudan Kamai. So this creates a triangle where I cannot cut him. If he stayed straight like this, then I could cut here and I could cut here. But we don't hold the bokken like that. We don't hold it straight like this. We hold it like this. So the blade is slightly to the left, and as you can see, there's a long, elongated triangle. Now that triangle only works if it's first in my mind. If I'm just doing something physical, then I'm just holding a bokken, then my mind is stuck here. My mind is stopped. So first extend ki. First see the triangle, and then let the bokken fill that. That's a different feeling from me than if I just take the bokken and hold it in this position. This is the same position, looks the same, but feels completely different than if I first extend ki and then. You can feel that? It's very different. Okay, so get your bokken and do this together.